Hello there, thanks a lot for coming by PosterCentral.com's video blog today. I'm Pete Howard, and I guess this is it. This is the one, right? I can show you country posters all day long, but there's only one guy, one performer, who was absolutely #1, the biggest selling country music artist of all time. And yep, that would be Eddy Arnold, you bet. Almost 150 charting records, 28 #1s. I mean, if you think about it, 28 charting records for any recording artist is a successful career. Eddy had 28 numero unos. It's just almost unthinkable. Boy. So it's really fun to have a vintage concert poster by such a gorilla in the genre. And this is from early 1954 for a week of shows in Miami, Florida. And this red, white, and blue, standard 14 by 22 inch window card was made by Hatch Showprint out of Nashville. Now at this very time, I always like to put it in musical context. Eddy was riding the crest of a #1 record, as if any concert poster of his he wasn't, but especially during this fertile era, And at this particular time, that #1 was I Really Don't Want to Know, backed with I'll Never Get Over You. And both songs are at the bottom of the poster. I think it's the last red print on there above the venue information. So that's pretty fun. And as you can see, it's got his name in a nice font there, stylized at the top, and a cool picture of Eddy with, his hat turned up and strumming that guitar, making a chord with his name on the guitar neck. Very much a customized instrument, of course. And as you can see, it then says with Roy Wiggins and Hank Garland. Well, Roy was, Arnold's steel guitar player for a long time, many years, and wound up in the Steel Guitar Players Hall of Fame, in the Country Music Hall of Fame, a wing there. And then, boy, I'll tell you, guitarist Hank Garland, boy, he played with everybody. I mean, Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash, Patsy Cline, Roy Orbison, the Everly Brothers, and he could be heard clearly on the early 60s hits by Elvis Presley, such as Little Sister and A Fool Such as I. So it's really nice to have Hank Garland's name on there, and so early as well. And then in red print, as you can see, it does say the Davis Sisters, and then it says in that box there, interestingly, hear them sing, I Forgot More Than You'll Ever Know. Now that was a #1 hit the previous year for the Davis Sisters, and it was numero uno for 2 months, so really a major hit. And it launched the career of singer Skeeter Davis. But if you know your country music history, you know that Skeeter is not a Davis and not a sister. The duo was formed by another Davis, Betty Jack Davis, and the gals for fun just called themselves the Davis Sisters. But there was a very tragic twist to this. After the record, hit the charts and everything in '53, and they were tasting success, there was a serious car accident. Unfortunately, Betty Jack Davis was killed. Skeeter Davis was seriously injured, and then Skeeter picked up the pieces and carried on with Betty Jack's older sister, Gloria. And that's who is performing on this concert poster. Skeeter herself, though, shortly thereafter went solo. Boy, she put over 40 records on the country music chart, and the one that most of us know the best to this day is The End of the World, because it was a big crossover pop hit. In fact, it reached #2 nationally on the pop charts. Look how busy this poster is, though. Boy, there's just a lot of people on here. It's crazy. And what's funny is just like the Skeeter Davis pop hit, there's a lot of non-country on here as well. It's almost like half country and half pop. Okay, there we have, you can see the next name there under the red box. Look at that, A Star Was Born. Without exaggeration, in 1954, when Capitol Records picked up and released nationally, what it was football. That's right, by Andy Griffith. Wow. As you know, a comedy monologue that was a hit in North Carolina, and then Capitol, regional hit, created a lot of excitement, so Capitol picked it up and took it into the top 10 just before this. And I'm talking pop charts, not country charts. And it was so popular that Andy Griffith actually appeared on the Ed Sullivan Show this very year. And then he went on to a great career in stage, screen, and television. In case you're wondering why it says Deacon Andy Griffith, by the way, that's because the football record, is given from a point of view of a naive country preacher. And so the record labels all said, Deacon Andy Griffith. I'm sure his friends teased him about that the rest of his life. Couple more names on here. Johnny Maddox in red. Once again, more pop and no country. Okay, he was a pianist band leader that had 4 charting records the year before, 1953, but none of them did that well. There weren't really any hits in there. And then you have Dr. Lou Childer, the boy from Alabama, and he was near the end of his long career. See that there in red letters. He had worked with everyone from Lawrence Welk to the Carter family, so he had quite a pedigree. Now this is a tour blank. Usually the information that changes is on the top, but as I pointed out, in this case it's the bottom 3 blue lines that change from show to show. So this was a week of shows, from Wednesday to Tuesday, February and March. And so how about going the very next day after this ends to Wednesday, March 3rd to show you another example of this tour blank. And I'll move in. And for this poster, you simply go 75 miles up the Florida coastline to West Palm Beach, Florida. And there you can see it, and it says only for that one date. Everything else on the poster is identical. So where did the tour go from here, Hard to say. Find me some more posters and we'll know, or else somebody can find the records, I suppose. Because Eddy Arnold being the #1 of all time, hopefully all that stuff was saved. But boy, that was a long career for him. Great country and pop music poster here to show you from 1954. Eddy Arnold, the king on top. King of country music at the time. Okay, thanks a lot for dropping by. Have a good day, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.